Hello students, good morning to all of you. Welcome to this virtual class. Today's topic is that forms of market or market. What is market? You have already known literally the meaning of market, and you have seen also that market. Market is a term which commonly used for a particular place or locality where goods are bought and sold. You have already known the different markets. I don't want to explain more about the market, but according to Professor Jesse Edwards, a market is that mechanism by which buyers and sellers are brought together. It is not necessarily a fixed place. It means there are large number of buyers and sellers, and they must be the close contact about the product. But Jesse Edwards says there is no particular place that whenever we say that this is the markets. Because at modern times, without any kinds of place, we are purchasing, we are selling that goods, so that market does not mean that always there will be a place. But Professor Carnot, who says economists understand by the term market not only any particular place at which things are bought and sold, but the whole region in which buyers and sellers are in such a free intercourse with one another that price of the same goods tend to equality easily and quickly. It means that same things. Market means there is that large number of buyers and sellers, and that buyers and sellers they must be the close contact each other for a goods, and they are the free intercourse with one another, and price of the goods and how much that price of the goods, and the goods must be easily or quickly available whenever the person or the consumer wants. So with regard to this definition, Professor Jesse Edwards and Professor Carnot, we may say that there are some features of the market. First features we may say that features of markets. First feature we may say that there must be the area. Features of market. First feature is that area or place. What do you mean by area? Area means market does not confine to particular place where buyers and sellers together for the purchasing of sale and goods. It means that whole area in which buyers and sellers of a commodity are spread over. A commodity may have a local market, a commodity may have a regional market, a commodity may have the national market, or a commodity may have the international market. So that first features we may say that by areas, and second features we may say that buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers. It means there must be that buyers and sellers in the market. So it means the existence of the buyers and sellers is an essential condition for a market. Without buyers or sellers, we could not say that market. It is not necessary that the buyers and sellers should be physically present or the purchase and sale of the commodities. It means without physically present of the buyers and sellers, the goods must be sold or goods may be sold in the market. But we may say that there must be the buyers and sellers. And third one, there must be that commodities. Third feature is that commodity or commodities. There must be that commodities. Commodities goods. It means there must be some commodity which is bought and sold. There cannot be a question that market without the commodities. It means there must be that commodity in the markets. And fourth feature we may say that is that competition. competition. Competitions. Competition in the sense means there should be exit free competition between buyer and seller so that only one price prevails for the same commodity throughout the markets. It means that there must be a commodity which is being demanded and sold. That is called that commodity, but there must be that communication between that buyers and sellers. That is to be known also that competitions. So somebody also say that competition, somebody also there must be that communications. With that communications, COMMUNICATION, communications. It means there must be that intercourse among that buyers and sellers, or between the buyers and sellers. So that is also to be called that sometimes of communications. So far we will discuss that. After that, meaning of the markets, features of the market, we will switch over to that forms of markets. What are the forms of the markets? Forms of the market on the basis of competitions. Forms of market. What are the forms of market on the basis of competitions? Because in that revenue chapter we are discussing about that perfect competition market, imperfect competition market, or monopoly market, or that monopolistic markets. So on the basis of competition, economists have distinguished between three basis for markets. Three basis of markets. Economists are dividing the market three categories. One is perfect competition market, and second is monopoly market, and third one what I am discussing, that is that in that revenue chapter, third one is that perfect competition market, monopoly market, third one is that imperfect competition markets. Imperfect competition market. There are three types of market. One is perfect competition market, another is the monopoly market, another is that imperfect competition market. Three types of market: perfect competition market, monopoly market, and imperfect competition markets. We will discuss one by one: perfect competition market, monopoly market, and imperfect competition market. But now I will clear on the basis of that competition market, perfect competition single, monopoly single, and imperfect competition market, which is divided into three parts. One is monopolistic competition market, oligopoly competition, and duopoly. This market is divided into three parts. One is monopolistic competition market. Monopolistic competition market. It is the first part of that imperfect competition market, or it is may called that imperfectly competitive markets. So first one is that monopolistic competition market, second one is that oligopoly, and third one it is duopoly. Imperfect competition market is divided into three parts. One is monopolistic competition market, oligopoly market, and duopoly market. Three types of market. Monopoly market. First forms of market is on the basis of competition. This is the perfect competition market, monopoly market, and imperfect competition market, or it is to be called that imperfectly competitive market. Imperfect competitive market. This is or perfect competition market, monopoly competition market, imperfect competition markets. This imperfect competition market is divided into three parts: monopolistic competition market, oligopoly market, and duopoly markets. Now we'll discuss what is the perfect competition markets. First we'll discuss what do mean by perfect competition markets. There are so many economists, they have given the definitions. So what do mean by perfect competition market? Perfect competition market is a market situation where there is a large number of buyers and sellers produce that identical product. The commodity is sold at a uniform price in the market. Price is given to every seller. In other words, no individual seller is in a position to influence the prevailing the price of the commodity. The seller can sell any amount of output at the prevailing market prices. Some important definitions which is given by the different economists, among all them Professor Bilas. Now it is clear what do mean by perfect competition market. First we will discuss the perfect competition markets or meaning of perfect competition markets. Meaning of perfect competition markets. So perfect competition market is a situation where there are large number of buyers and sellers and they produce that identical product or the homogeneous product, and there must be the uniform price, and that price can be implemented by each and every producer or farm in the markets. They cannot influence the price of any other producers or sellers or the farms. That is called the perfect competition markets. So first of all, we'll discuss the perfect competition markets. Perfect competition market. What do you mean by perfect competition market? What did it say? In the market, there is a large number of buyers and sellers. Remember it. Perfect competition market is a situation where there is a large number of buyers and sellers. And these large number of buyers and sellers, they may be or buyers and sellers, they must be the close contact, and the commodity will be sold in the market or is sold in a market at a uniform price. What do you mean uniform price? I did say identical price. It means what price by one seller, that price may be that for each and every seller. So that is called the uniform price in the market, and price is given to every seller. In other words, no individual seller is in a position to influence the prevailing price in the markets. So according to Bilas, the perfect competition characterized by the presence of many firms. They all sell identical same product. The seller is to be called the price takers. According to Bilas, what do mean by perfect competition market? Bilas is an economist. According to him, the perfect competition characterized the perfect competition is the perfect competition is characterized by the perfect competition is characterized the presence of presence of the perfect competition market in which characterized by the presence of many firms, or we may say that many sellers, or we may say that many producers. They are selling the product at that uniform price with that identical product, or the product must not be any kinds of difference. So they all sell identical same product. They sell same identical product. Identical product means the product must be that same size, shape, color, taste, each and every respect that must be that same. That is called that identical product. They all sell identical product, identical same product. The seller is that price taker. The seller is a price taker. I will explain how that seller is the price taker. It means that there is the difference between farms and industry. Farm or that seller is a single producer. When all the farms they will take it together, then that will call that industries. So, whenever we are saying that market is defined as a complex set of activities which potential buyers and potential sellers are brought in close contact for the purchase and sale of the commodities. But in case of the perfect competition market, the commodity must be that identical, and there must be that many farms or that many sellers or many buyers. There may be that many buyers and sellers, or that is called large number of buyers and sellers. They will sell that homogeneous or identical product, and the price must be the same, and seller is a price taker. According to Vilas, that is called the perfect competition markets. It means, remember it, what are the features of that perfect competition markets? Features of perfect competition markets. Remember it. Don't be confused about the perfect competition market and pure competition. There are some little bit difference. So I am discussing the features of perfect competition markets. Features of perfect competition market. First feature is that, now you can say, first feature is that a large number of sellers and large number of buyers. You may write in one point, or you may write in 2 points. First, large number of sellers, and second point you may write large number of buyers, or you may write 1 point, there are the large number of buyers and sellers. So what do you mean large number of sellers? It means in perfect competitive market, the number of sellers are large. The number of sellers are large. By large number, we mean that every individual seller sells a quantity in a significant part of the total supply. It means, suppose in Nimbahada, there are so many sellers, or these sellers are to be the part of that quantity which are selling or supplying to the buyers or the consumers. So that is why by large number we mean that every individual seller sells a quite insignificant part of the total supply. No seller is able to influence the market price either by withdrawing from the market or by supplying its entire stock. It means if any firm he wants to sell that product with that higher prices, Do you think he can sell the product with the higher prices? No, he could not sell that product at the higher prices because homogeneous product, identical product. So that second features will come, that homogeneous product. If that pen, which is to be called this marker, whiteboard pen, whiteboard marker pen, if one person or one seller is selling that 25 rupees, and another person, if you will sell the 30 rupees, another person will sell the 35 rupees, whichever the price is less, from that shop you will purchase, because this product is homogeneous, this product is identical. So the third point, that is the third point we will discuss, identical product or homogeneous product. Homogeneous product. What do we mean homogeneous product? Homogeneous means the product which is produced by a producer or that farm, that must be that homogeneous or that identical. Identical means the shape will remain same, the size also will remain same, the taste will remain same, the quality will remain same, so that there will be no any kind of difference among the products. That is to be called that homogeneous product. So first features, large number of sellers and buyers. So large number of buyers means the number of buyers is also very large. Like seller, no single buyer is able to influence the market price in any way. Similarly, in large number of buyers cases, each buyer purchases just fraction of the total market of the supply. The quantity bought by him too small to influence the market price. Moreover, buyers do not have any kinds of organization or that union, so that buyers also have to purchase the goods at that prices what that price will be sold in that market and decided by the industries. So third point is that homogeneous product. So under perfect competition market, all sellers are ready to sell that homogeneous product. It means they are identical in the eyes of their buyers. Thus, buyers have no bias towards any particular seller. They find no reason to prefer that product of one seller to the product of any other sellers, because whenever the sellers are ready to sell the product, at that time the product must be that identical. So identical means, I am repeating again and again, it means same size, same shape, same color, same taste. If the ingredients of the products will be exactly same, that is to be called that homogeneous product. So whenever there is that large number of buyers and large number of sellers and homogeneous products, and four most important features in that perfect competition market is free entry and exit. Free entry and exit, or we may say that free entry and exit, free entry and free exit of farms, free entry and free exit of farms. It means the farms, to produce that product, they will enter into the market without any restrictions. Whenever they wish to produce the product in the market, they are ready to come. There will be no obstacle to enter into the market for the production of the goods. And whenever they will want to remove from the market of their productions, they can exist at any time, as according to his wish or to her wish. So that is called free entry and free exit of the farms. It means whenever the farm will enter to the markets to produce that goods, whenever any firm asks that supernormal profits I have already discussed in that producer equilibrium points, total revenue is more than total expenditure. So when the firms will earn that abnormal profit or that supernormal profit, at that time new firms will enter to the market. That is to be called the free entry. Similarly, when firms will suffer the loss, he could not earn that even if normal profits, then at that time the firm will wait for time. If they think that we will not be survive more during this competition market, then they can exit according to their wish. That is to be called that their exit of the market. So that fourth features we may say that free entry and free exit of firms. Then fifth feature is that perfect knowledge. Most important features of perfect competition market, perfect knowledge. What do you mean by perfect knowledge? What do you mean by perfect knowledge? It means buyers and sellers both have perfect knowledge about the prevailing market conditions. What is the condition of the market is going on now? That knowledge must be there among that buyers and sellers. Because what example I gave you now, that marker or whiteboard marker pen which cost is 25 rupees, it means the buyers they must know that each and every shop the price is 25 rupees so far that homogeneous product is concerned. Nobody is selling that price less than 25 rupees. So that kinds of knowledge for that buyer is to be called that perfect knowledge. It means the knowledge refers not only to the prevailing condition in the current period but also in the future periods as well. Information is free and costless. There should not be any kinds of charges of that informations. So that knowledge, for example, seller must be aware of the price charged by other sellers. Similarly, buyers should know the price being charged by the other sellers. A uniform price of the same product will not prevail throughout the market unless this condition is satisfied. Hence, the perfect knowledge on the part of buyers and sellers is a necessary condition for a market to be called that perfect competition market. That is why fifth point is most important, that is to be called that perfect knowledge. So perfect knowledge means the buyers and sellers they must have that perfect knowledge about that prevailing conditions. Otherwise, that condition of market is not to be called that perfect competition markets. So in this case, there should not be that any kinds of no government regulations. We may write 6 point no government regulations. No government regulation. It means there is no government intervention in the market because in present condition you know that there is the subsidies, there are the different kinds of tax, there must be the rationing of the productions. So when the demand more, supply is less, price is increasing. So these are the conditions. There is the no government regulation act. It means government will not intervene in the determination of the price of the products. Next points, we may say that perfect mobility. Perfect mobility. Perfect mobility. What do we mean by perfect mobility? It means movement of any kinds of factors of production, etc. That must be that movement will be easily or freely. There should not be any kinds of restrictions. So there should be perfect movement in the market, both goods as well as for the factors of production. It doesn't mean that one state goods cannot be sold in the other states, or that production cannot be moved from one place to another place, or one labor cannot be moved from one place to another place. So that should not be possible. That is that freely movable from one place to another place, either labor or that it may be the capital or maybe the goods, but land cannot be movable. So there should be no restriction on their movement. Goods can be sold any other places, or goods can be purchased by consumer any other place. Similarly, factors of production can freely move from one place to another place or from one occupation to another occupations. Similarly, whenever there must be that homogeneous products and there must be that uniform price. I left it. Uniform price. Uniform price. It means as there is the perfect competition market, so in each and every farm they will sell the product at that one price. That price would be each and every shop, that is that one price, that is to be called that uniform price. So whenever that uniform price will be possible, when, next point we may write 9 points, when there will not be that any kinds of extra cost. Extra cost means absence of selling cost, absence of transportation cost. Next I may write that absence of selling cost. Absence of selling cost. It means if any firm will employ that salesman in the market, he will pay that some remuneration to that salesman, so that price will be included of that price of the goods. So that price of the goods will be increased. That is why the price will not remain same. So that whenever the uniform price, when there will be no selling cost. Similarly, whenever the goods are transported from one place to another place, suppose Nimbahada production, cement production, that should be transported to that Mumbai, Delhi, etc. So there must be some transportation charges. If the transportation charges will be included, so their price must be that increased, so that it is not possible to that uniform price. So that is to be called that absence of transportation cost. Absence of transportation cost. If that cost will be more, if that cost will be included, so naturally price of the goods will be increased. So whenever these things will be fulfilled, then that is to be called that perfect competition market. Otherwise we could not say that perfect competition market. So these are the features of the perfect competition markets: large number of buyers, large number of sellers, homogeneous product, just homogeneous product. Then you may shift the here the uniform price, then free entry and free exit of the farms, perfect knowledge, no government regulation, perfect mobility, absence of selling cost, absence of transportation cost. So these are the features of the perfect competition markets. Another thing, that how that perfect competition market price will be determined, or we may say that farm will follow that price because there is that uniform price. Who will determine the price? That price will be implemented in the market by the large number of sellers or the farms. That will decide in the next period, which is to be called that farm is the price taker. How that farm is the price taker and industry is the price maker, that we will explain in the next period, that is tomorrow. Thank you.